Okay, now we're gonna work a little bit about how we can enhance the information we have in our Excel, especially when you are giving the information you wrote in Excel to someone else. So that person need to know what did you do. So it's a very good way to add comments to your Excel files, for example. And here we're gonna learn how to do that.
To insert a comment, select the cell in which you want to insert the comment. On the Review tab, in the Comments group, click the New Comment button. Type your comment text in the balloon that appears. Click outside the balloon when you are finished. To display all the comments in a worksheet at once, click the Show All Comments button. To delete a comment, first select the cell that includes the comment you want to delete, and then click the Delete button.
Very simple, but very useful. Now we're going to look how we can insert hyperlinks inside Excel files to take us to a website or to take us to another part of your Excel file.
To insert a hyperlink to another location in the workbook, select the cell or range of cells where you want to create the link. On the Insert tab, in the Links group, click the Link button to open the Insert Hyperlink dialog. In the Link To section at the left side of the dialog, select Place in this document. In the Type the Cell reference box, type the address for the specific cell you want to link to. Click the worksheet name in the Or Select a Place in this document box. Click OK to close the Insert Hyperlink dialog and insert the hyperlink. To remove a hyperlink from a cell, right-click the cell and select Remove Hyperlink.
We're going to learn how you can share a workbook.
To share a workbook, on the Review tab in the Changes group, click the Share Workbook button. In the Share Workbook dialog, click the checkbox to allow sharing. Click OK. A message box appears asking if you want to save the workbook and continue. Click OK. To remove sharing, on the Review tab in the Changes group, click the Share Workbook button. In the Share Workbook dialog, click the checkbox to remove the checkmark and disallow sharing. Click OK. A message box appears asking if you want to save the workbook and continue. Click Yes.
We're going to learn here how you protect your worksheet and workbook from changes. So when you share it to someone else and you're afraid that they're going to play maybe by accident with those numbers you wrote, so it's a very good way to save your worksheet.
Before adding worksheet protection, you should unlock any cells you want the user to be able to edit. Select the cells, and then on the Home tab in the Cells group, click the Format button. Click Lock Cell to remove the highlight and unlock the selected cells. To enable worksheet protection, go to the worksheet you want to protect. On the Review tab in the Changes group, click the Protect Sheet button. In the Protect Sheet dialog, notice that the Select Locked Cells option is checked, allowing users to select the cells, not edit them. The Select Unlocked Cells option is also checked to allow users to select and edit unlocked cells. They can edit the cells because the cells are unlocked. Click OK to add worksheet protection. To remove protection from a worksheet, navigate to the worksheet you want to unprotect. On the Review tab in the Changes group, click the Unprotect Sheet button. To protect the structure of the workbook so users cannot add or remove worksheets, on the Review tab in the Changes group, click the Protect Workbook button. Click OK to close the dialog and lock the structure of the workbook. To unprotect the workbook, click the Protect Workbook button again.
how you can use the tracking changes to see what's happening and what changed in your Excel file.
To track changes in your workbook, on the Review tab in the Changes group, click the Track Changes button. Click Highlight Changes. Click the Track Changes while editing checkbox. Click the checkbox for the type of change you want to highlight, and then select a specific option from the drop-down list. Click OK. Click OK again to allow Excel to save the workbook. To accept and reject changes in a workbook, click the Track Changes button and click Accept Reject Changes. Click OK to allow Excel to save the workbook. In the Select Changes to Accept or Reject dialog, select which changes to review. Click OK. The Accept or Reject Changes dialog opens. Review the first change and click the button to accept or reject the change and move to the next change. To accept all the changes in the workbook, click Accept All. To reject all the changes in the workbook, click Reject All. When all the changes in the workbook have been reviewed, the Accept or Reject Changes dialog closes automatically. To turn off track changes, on the Review tab in the Changes group, click the Track Changes button. Click Highlight Changes. Click the Track Changes while editing checkbox to remove the checkmark. Click OK. Click Yes to remove sharing from the workbook.
Okay. Now we're going to look at how you can check the compatibility in your Excel file with previous versions of Excel.
To check your workbook to see if it contains elements that are not compatible with earlier versions of Excel, click the File tab. The Info page opens automatically. Click the Check for Issues button and then click Check Compatibility. The Compatibility Checker dialog opens. Review any issues identified and then click OK to close the compatibility checker.
Now we're going to look how you can save a workbook with other formats besides Excel extension, XLSX. We'll see. Maybe templates. We'll see how many different types.
To save a workbook as a template, click the File tab. Click Save As. On the Save As page, click the Save As type arrow and select Excel Template. If necessary, change the file name. Notice that when you change the file format to Excel Template, the Save As location changes to Documents, Custom Office Templates. This is the default location for saving new Microsoft Office templates. Click Save. To save a workbook in a format compatible with older versions of Excel, click the File tab. Click Save As. On the Save As page, click the Save As type arrow and select Excel 972003 Workbook. If necessary, change the file name. Click Save. If the compatibility checker opens, review the issues, then click Continue to save the workbook in the new format.
How you can add the password to your Excel file.
To add a password to your workbook, click the File tab. On the Info page, click the Protect Workbook button and select Encrypt with Password. Type your password in the password box. Notice that the characters you type are hidden and black dots appear instead. Click OK. Retype your password in the Confirm Password dialog. Click OK to add the password to the workbook.
So if you share it with someone, no one can open it without the password. Now how we can running the document inspector.
To inspect your workbook for hidden data or personal information, click the File tab, click the Check for Issues button, and select Inspect Document. Excel will prompt you to save changes before running the document inspector. Click Yes. Click the Inspect button. Click the Remove All button next to the items you want to remove from your workbook. When you are finished, click the Close button to close the document inspector.
And that's the last one in this chapter, how you can finalize the protection of your workbook and mark it as a final.
To mark a workbook as final, click the File tab. On the Info page, click the Protect Workbook button and select Mark as Final. A message box appears letting you know the workbook will be marked as final and saved. Click OK. Another message box may appear explaining which features will not be available. Click OK again.
Okay, and that's it for chapter 9. We will continue with chapter 10 momentarily.